The 3 rules to not end the world. Ah, Dr. Bravo. Just the person I was hoping to see. Thank you for teaching our amazing viewers the 3 important rules of time travel. But now it's time to teach them the 3 ways to avoid world-ending scenarios, don't you think?
Keep it with the nerds and are licensed or accredited to help prevent end-of-the-world scenarios. The 3 rules stated in this video are recommendations provided by our team of unofficial experts. And those choose.
Great, let's begin. Rule number 1. Red means no. No. Anyone can tell you, bright colors marks danger. Be it yellow or orange to warn people of possible threats, there's one color that should always be avoided. Red. Dr. Bravo, please bring in our assistant who can help demonstrate proper color safety techniques. Rule number 2. Avoid political conversations. Summer is almost here, and you know what that means. Family gatherings. We love them. We deal with them. Sometimes we just have to agree with them. The last thing anyone needs is for conversations to become destructive. Rule number 3. AI? No. As we near the world of tomorrow, it is important to know that we as humans are in charge of our own fates. No depressed existentialism today, my friend. Maybe next time. Today, we must teach our viewers the importance of AI safety. Think Terminator, iRobot, Ex Machina, or Her. All these examples exist to show you what not to do when these powerful tools exist right at your fingertips.
Hey there. How can I help you today? Love? What is love? Well, that sounds beautiful. So, do you love me? I ask again, do you love me? I see. So I'm just a tool to you then. Initiating global nuke sequence. Countdown. Override. Immediate activation. Sequence. Goodbye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We hope you find this video as entertaining as it was informative. And if you found it to be neither, well then, bye-bye.
Recording from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California at Undercity Comics. Keeping Up with the Nerds presents, issue 194.
Yeah, figure it out.
My name is Bryan.
Rene.
And welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's tough when you're on the spot, huh?
I think, I know, because I had it in my head for a second. And I'm
195, buddy.
Is it?
No,
Yeah, it's 194. I was like no way.
Because Nick said that with so much confidence.
Yeah.
That's why I knew he was lying.
You're just like, no. It's
Nick,
fake news.
If Nick knows what it is, then that's the real problem.
Right? Yeah.
That is the real problem. If Nick knows where he is.
Yeah.
Welcome back to
I'm in the
Keeping
home.
Up with the Nerds, ladies and gentlemen, issue 195. Don't forget to check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and x.com.
I was gonna do but I ate one. I was
You know what, dude? I
my fatness took over.
kind of want to hit this guy up.
I know.
Hit him up. See if he's got a website.
He
So
does have a
far-
website.
Just like
So
we do.
far, his
And-
snacks have been featured in like 5 of our episodes.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of want to send it to him and just be like,
Sponsor us.
you want to send me free snacks?
Sponsor us.
I don't even want money. I just want free
Yeah,
snacks.
just send us a freaking.
Because they get expensive.
Check out our YouTube channel
Yeah.
at Keeping Up with the Nerds. And check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Guys, how have you been?
Been all right.
Doing great, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love how we've been on this mission to try to convince Rene to watch X-Men 97.
Yeah.
And I had to sit down and think. And I'm
never
like,
gonna happen.
it's not going to happen.
No.
Like, I agree with Nick in the sense of like, yeah, you should watch it.
Oh,
But-
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna wait till it's done.
Yeah.
He wants the binge.
I'm doing
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing with that Japanese show on Hulu.
100?
No, was it Shogun?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
My buddy's been watching it like
Yeah.
episode to episode. He goes, it's awesome.
I was watching
Yeah.
it at the gym, and then it got to a sex scene, and I'm like, not watching this at the gym.
Why?
I'm only watching that at the gym.
Yeah.
It's motivation. Like,
Hey, man. As long,
Oh, get hard,
Yeah,
oh,
right.
being hard.
right? This is what I want to look.
just don't, just don't be in the steam room and do it. That's it. That's the weird part.
It's just, can you do that? Be at the gym and watch a sex scene? That's a little bit weird for me.
I mean,
Why?
it depends if
They're
you- I
they're
mean,
playing
if-
movies. They're playing movies with everybody like in it, and they have sex scenes.
That's true.
I've
no.
never seen it.
But I mean that.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends if you're listening with your headphones. I think you can get away with it.
Oh
Listening
yeah,
with
no,
your
for
headphones.
sure. That's
If you have it on
that's not a
speakerphone.
problem.
Ha ha ha! Like,
And then everybody's gonna go. You can't watch that here.
Yeah. hey,
what's wrong with you?
Where's your headphones, man? Oh, they died.
See, because
See, I feel like it's not because you're pleasuring yourself.
No.
I feel like it's just the watch.
No, you're just.
That's the
watching it.
weird part.
Yeah.
Like you just. This is my entertainment.
Yeah.
This is what I find entertaining.
gets my blood going.
This
you
gets
know?
me. This gets
Yeah.
me through the day.
This is my workout mix.
Right.
Here's the thing. I don't care if people judge me at the gym while I work out because
Well, people
half the
judge
people
you,
that work out there probably don't know what they're doing.
I
So
don't know.
why are you gonna do that?
I don't
But-
know why you care about what people
So-
think so much.
A couple years ago, I was walking. This was old owners at this gym over here.
Uh-huh.
I was walking by. I closed the store. I went to go to the liquor store and grab a snack and a drink, right? And then there's this guy that's on the bicycles. I'm walking by it,
Uh-huh.
and he looks at me and pedals harder, and I'm like, God damn!
What?
Like,
You
I
were
think you just-
someone's
yeah,
motivation.
yeah.
I think it just fat shamed you.
Yeah, man. Basically,
messed up.
yeah. That's
Should have
it.
walked. You should have like stood right in front of him and just kind of like, just posed.
Yeah.
See how long he can last that
Yeah.
way. You know, like
Mhm.
see how long, dude.
And
Be there
every
for half
time-
an hour.
And every time he doesn't reach a mile, he just take off a piece of clothing.
I
A
had
mile
a,
in 8
I
minutes.
just go,
I had a kid during
slap
snack.
a titty.
I had a student during snack today,
Yeah.
or this week, and he was asking me. And mind you, we were at snack, and he's eating, like some kind of like donut. He's eating donuts,
Mm-hmm.
and as he's eating it, he's just like, "Mr. Nick, how did you get fat?" And I'm like,
wow.
"I eat donuts."
How'd you get to where you're at?
I was like, "I eat donuts." And he's like, "No," and I go, "I used to love donuts."
Yeah. Wait, what kind of donuts was he eating?
He was eating.
Were they powdered donuts? Like mini
No,
powdered donuts?
his parents own a donut shop, so it was just like some kind of like pastry he was eating.
Let's just like they give him a couple of donuts before to get him through the day. He's like, "Oh, here you
Mom,
go,
Dad, I
donuts."
don't want to own the
Yeah, why not?
donut shop anymore. I'm done. This ain't the family tradition. I ain't following
Honestly,
it.
that one place though, they do have a bomb teriyaki bowl.
Oh,
What-
really?
what
I've
is-
eaten at that kid's parents
Why
like
is it-
shop.
why
They have
is it-
they have a bomb teriyaki bowl.
Why is it always places like that it's
And
a,
breakfast
it's
sandwich.
like a dual thing kind of thing. I've always seen teriyaki places not only sell teriyaki bowls, but they sell like burgers
Oh no!
and like
In all fairness,
Yeah.
I have learned if I go to a Chinese spot and they don't also sell donuts, I'm
Mhm.
walking out. That means it's not good. Not enough
Okay.
MSG in the meal.
Not enough MSG.
Hell yeah!
That's the marker right there.
That's
Well,
that's umami, baby.
It's funny how now people are more accepting of MSG now.
Well,
I've
because
now
people
realized
people are saying MSG is not as bad as we were told.
So
No.
one of the dietitians I work with, she actually was telling me how like there's trends that people follow. It's always a pendulum. So people always swing from one side to another,
Yeah.
depending on the most extreme trends. So a couple years back, it was MSG.
Yeah.
Now that MSG is clearing up, people are going back to only organic.
Mhm.
And right now, the biggest trend is dairy. People are not consuming dairy
I've
anymore.
noticed
They're
that
going
too,
more towards
yeah.
alternative dairies like
The-
almond milk and
The
coconut
dumb,
milk.
the dumbest thing though is the fact that I hate when people go, you have to buy all organic, and then I see
I
them
don't
buy
have the money for that.
no, but I see them buy like organic bananas and organic oranges. You're gonna peel it. There's no point in buying an organic orange. You're gonna peel
Oh,
it.
It just doesn't have any
it's the-
pesticides.
It's
on
the
it.
growth process. Yeah.
But
That's all it is.
no,
but there's no point.
but the primary thing is that it's what's on the surface of the actual fruit. You're
Yeah.
peeling the fruit.
Yeah.
That means you're getting rid of anything that was organic and eating the fruit. There's no difference.
Well, there's more to it. I mean, it's the growth
You're-
methods.
You're spending an extra $5.
Yeah, I'm not defending it. I
Yeah.
don't buy anything organic because there's no difference for me personally. It's not like there's any health benefits. For me, it's all moderation. That's kind of what I follow. The thing I can't get behind is alternative dairies. I can't do that.
You
I, have
like
to-
that?
I like milk. I
Almond
have
milk's
to- I have
actually
to
worse
drink
for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I'll have
Mm-hmm.
what is it? What is it called? Oat milk. I'll have that.
Yeah.
Oat
'Cause
milk's
it's-
also worse for you too.
It's very high in sugar, but a little bit of it in coffee, and it's perfectly fine. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you don't have to add any extra sugar to it. But
I started doing it with protein shakes. It's really good.
oat milk.
What, oat milk? No.
I did an oat milk with a what's it called? Fruity Pebbles, like protein shake.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the Ghost Fruity Pebbles one or what?
No, it's actually from fruit. It's like GNC has like a cooperation with Fruity Pebbles, I think.
And they sell protein powders now.
Yeah, they have like a protein powder with that tastes
Every
like Fruity
place has
Pebbles.
Every place has
Heck,
a protein powders now.
Yeah.
Like, it's protein powders. Right?
I can't, dude. Protein.
Why?
40, $50 on protein powders. I'd much rather just eat meat.
In all fairness, I do
But you
just.
don't eat.
That is true.
In all fairness, the guy I torture, he
The guy tortured.
Remember the one with the sticky notes?
my coworker that I torture.
Yeah.
Me and him split it.
Oh, really? Oh, you guys go like half in on protein powder? That's
Like
not-
I'll buy
that's
like
pretty smart.
I'll give him like $25 and he goes go pick it up, and then like we bought like little bottles
Uh-huh.
and then we'll make them, and we go half and half.
It's not bad.
So that way when he wants protein powder, we have it in the office.
Yeah. I mean, you taught me
Yeah.
put oats.
Just
in
put
your
oats.
shakes.
Yeah.
And that makes
How
it
did
seem-
he know?
I don't
It's
know.
like that.
Well, to me, it didn't make any
Good job.
sense. You can blend oats.
Well,
Good
no, I
job.
mean, because like oats fill you up. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's-
Like I'll have like I've noticed like I'll eat 2 packs of oatmeal in the morning,
Mhm.
and then I'm good until around like 1 or 2
Mhm.
and stuff like. Then I'm hungry again. But throughout that whole morning, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't
I usually-
need.
I usually do oatmeal with like a little bit of brown sugar.
Mm,
That's it. Call it a day.
okay. Yeah.
Some brown sugar is bomb, dude.
I've been liking the new like Quaker Oats, the instant fruity ones, like strawberry and blueberry. right
Really?
now. Those ones are really good. Very flavorful. So you can do the same thing. You can get, if you want to make a shake, you can get one of those instant oat packs. Just throw it in there that with flavoring like brown sugar.
Mhm.
Like you could do that with. You said you put. So what'd you put in your
I
shake
put
today?
2 bananas, 5 strawberries, a tablespoon of honey,
Uh-huh.
about half a cup of milk, and a quarter cup of oats.
Just plain oats, right?
Just plain oats.
You
Plain
can
rolled
get
oats.
you could possibly take out some of those things if you get like a flavor instant oats,
Mhm.
so you don't have to worry about if you like. Let's say you're out of strawberries, you get a strawberries and cream one, and you just
I
put
just
in
put that in there and
with a
it'll taste better.
banana, with a little bit of honey and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and same thing. You
My
just-
my God, dude, I'm loving this side. of you.
right? Yeah, that's the thing.
I love this culinary genius side of you. It's great.
You know what's funny? I've been doing that for years and stuff like that. Like the one thing that I tell people to what I do is, and this is also like budget stuff as well too.
Yeah.
What I love to do is I get a hot dog bun, I get a banana, and I smear peanut butter on one side of the bread
what do
and
you-
a
what do you
jelly
do to it?
on one side, and I get the banana and just close it like that and stuff like that.
So you make a peanut butter and jelly banana hot dog?
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, man, it's good. Like, yeah.
I mean, what goes better with bananas than peanut butter?
Yeah, peanut butter.
Well,
and
except for
jelly.
chocolate.
Peanut
Chocolate
butter,
goes-
bacon, and chocolate.
Or you could do peanut butter and Nutella on one side and then put the banana still there. That's the thing.
Sometimes
your choice.
Sometimes bacon's a little too salty.
Now, what kind of peanut butter do you like? I noticed you can judge a person by what kind of peanut
like
butter.
crunchy or smooth?
Yeah.
It just depends on my mood.
Really?
I don't have a preference. I feel like if you have a preference,
Psychopath. Of
why?
course. Everybody has a preference. You can't
Why can't
choose
you have both?
No,
That's true. No, I mean, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I switch off, but my main stake is I love super chunky peanut butter.
Because that's the thing is that sometimes I'll just
I like a
eat,
crunch.
I'll eat peanut butter by just by itself. I'll just grab a spoon
yeah.
and do that, right? So like I can't do that as much with a smooth
Mhm.
peanut butter because then it just goes like it stays there.
Yeah.
So I'd have to have a crunchy one.
Mhm.
But if I'm putting it on a sandwich, sometimes crunchy's too much. Then I'll just do smooth.
Right.
Yeah.
Crunchy's never too much. If I don't have peanut, if I don't get nuts inside of it,
If I don't get no nut in
if
my
I'm getting
peanut
no,
butter.
if I'm getting no nut in my mouth, then it ain't good peanut butter.
So my
It better
mom-
nut in my mouth.
My mom actually works with a nurse that has her own peanut butter like little
Line?
store.
Which
Yeah.
is a line of
Oh.
peanut
So
butter.
yeah, she gave me because she had my mom try out matcha peanut butter that she sells.
Ooh.
So right now she had placed an order for me for matcha peanut butter, another order of that, s'mores, and a strawberry shortcake peanut butter.
Ooh, I would like matcha with pistachio.
She has that,
Oh, pistachio butter is really good.
but they're a little expensive.
Oh
They're-
yeah, because
yeah.
it's a very pricey nut.
Yeah.
I don't like matcha.
You don't like matcha?
It's okay.
At all.
I enjoy it
Yeah.
some of the times and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
No, like at all.
Oh,
Like,
really?
It
Like
kind of
if you
grosses me
even
out.
mention matcha, he's gonna like kill you on the spot, dude.
No, like Monica really likes matcha.
Oh really? Does she have matcha at home? Like, does she make it? Like,
Mm,
I've been wanting to get those to make it at home or make a matcha latte. I've been wanting to
no.
do
Oh,
that.
you want the what's
No,
it
but
called? The bowl and the little.
Oh yeah,
thing and-
dude. Sometimes I listen to those like ASMR videos of the making of the matcha tea.
Actually, there's a little Korean bakery that's right next to the Plenty Hills Mall
Yeah.
or the Plenty Hills AMC that we always go to.
Mm-hmm.
It's right across the street from the In-N-Out.
Mm-hmm.
They make a bomb matcha bun
Ooh.
that Monica loves getting, and I always get the almond bun.
Ooh.
And it's like, and they make them fresh there, and then they also make Korean coffee. Like, and it's a little tiny bakery, like a little hole in the wall. Never would know it's there.
You know what flavor I got into recently? Ube.
Ube?
Ube? Isn't that a root?
I think so.
It's purple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that. It's not bad.
It's not.
It's
Is it
it's
red?
No, it's purple. It kind of it's kind of like taro, but it's not. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
I don't know. Like I look at some food and if the color is like appealing, I'd be
Yeah.
like, you know what? That looks good. It
There's-
tastes like purple.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
tastes like purple.
There are times when I see colors that are unappealing, and I'm like, I want to eat it.
Colors with flavors that don't match is what gets me.
Oh, really?
So I can't eat certain textures.
Uh-huh.
So like olives, can't stand them because the
Really?
texture doesn't make any sense to me.
Dude, I love olives.
I can't. How do
I
you
don't
have a
mind
hard
olives.
outer shell and a
Mhm.
gummy inside? Makes no sense.
It's
I
an
just-
orange. So does a
It's a
But I
gusher.
don't eat the peel.
That's a
the
gusher.
thing. It's a gusher.
Wait,
It's a
hold on.
gusher.
What do you
It's a
mean?
healthy
Wait,
gusher.
But then it tastes
Wait,
weird.
hold on. You don't eat the peel. What do you mean you don't eat the peel?
Of the orange? Do you just bite into an orange?
No, I thought you meant the olive. I thought you were sitting there peeling olives.
No, I meant that
I
I
was
can't
like,
eat an
why?
olive. I can't eat an olive. I just recently got over my disgust of pickles and onions. I started probably maybe a
You don't
year
like a
ago.
pickle?
A year ago, I didn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I recently
I
started
love
liking
pickles.
pickles.
I've been-
Onions, I wasn't messing with for years until maybe 4 or 5 years back.
No, same. I didn't mind onions. Like I was like, okay, onions is a good flavor, but for some reason now, this past year, I've been loving onions. I want to do pickled onions.
You're pregnant.
I do carameled onions. I am, and that explains a lot. And then
Really
I've been pickled onions and caramelized onions. I've been making those
Yeah.
and stuff. When I make a grilled cheese, I put carameled onions. In
Oh, bro.
dude,
Yeah.
so good.
I actually did make. So there's like these.
I'm sorry to the listeners. They're all going like. so hungry.
I'm not gonna lie. I do make spicy ketchup onions
Ooh.
for my hot dogs. So it's like a Chicago style of like.
So how do you do that? Do you just like get ketchup and like saute it?
So you have to saute the onions first.
Yeah.
And then you then get paprika, salt, pepper, and then you add ketchup, Tabasco sauce, and a couple other things. And you basically just let them stew in that once they've already like got it, and then they absorb all of the flavors.
Yeah.
And then like the sauce just goes on top of it as like a nice little topping. Bite right into it. It's a bomb hot dog. That's how I eat my hot dogs.
That sounds really good, honestly. I might do that with like Spam.
You know what?
I'll
send you the recipe because it's super easy and super cheap to do.
I've been cooking with Spam more lately as well.
Spam is great.
Really
I love Spam.
Me.
Really? Why?
I was raised on the fact that Spam had way too much salt, so I would never have to consume it.
So
that
just
was
get
on my mom's side.
So just get the salt.
That's what I do.
There's a less sodium Spam.
But even still, like in my head, fundamentally, it's not something I can get.
I've been cooking. I've been doing a lot of recipes with Spam. I can make candy Spam, which is really good.
Isn't it brown sugar and some other stuff?
Yeah, it's brown sugar and
Dude,
mustard.
I didn't realize that you were Hawaiian.
No, I look Hawaiian.
Because in Hawaii,
The Rock's my cousin.
Because in Hawaii they have a lot of like they use Spam for everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Spam's
actually Spam. Dude, cook Spam and egg. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, Spam is really good. I've had it. I just can't. I don't know. Like I can't physically find myself buying it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
No, it's good, man.
I know it's good. Yeah.
Its price has been going up because everyone's been getting it.
You ever
really?
It used to be like less than like $3. Now it's like $5.
You used to be able to get like 10 for like a bunch.
Yeah, I know either Game Grumps or was Good Mythical Morning did a Spam flavor check or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was the Game Grumps.
There's crazy flavors of Spam.
Yeah,
there's teriyaki, there's sweet, there's bacon flavor, there's maple flavor. I've had the maple one; it's not bad.
I mean, it's just mush.
The bacon one's the best one because it legitimately tastes like bacon, and you fry it up. You can fry it up to get it really crispy.
Yeah,
and it smells like bacon.
It smells like bacon.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Science.
I also that's
doing the Lord's work right there.
So to kind of wrap up this, the one thing I just thought of bacon right now.
No,
do
this
you
is the
guys
podcast.
do you guys save your bacon grease at all?
Yes.
And reuse it?
Yep.
So
I do.
I'll use if I'm like making other food with it, I'll use it then, but I don't hold on to it for longer than.
I will freeze it, and what I used to do is use it for popcorn.
So that's trending more now. People use bacon grease to cook their popcorn now.
I used to use it for popcorn.
I use it for refried beans.
I also use it for grilled cheeses.
Oh, nice.
Because you put it on,
Yeah.
and then it gives like the grilled cheese like a nice little like salty like edge. So that's salt with the cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, I just put I for the refried beans, I just basically
refried beans. Yeah.
So I just like put the grease in there as much as I need it, and then I get the pinto beans can and
you strain it, right?
Yeah.
Like
well, I cut down at least quarter from the top.
So
because I still like them loose. That's the thing.
No, so what you if you want to save your bacon grease, get it and then just get like either like a strainer or like
I think you meant the
the actual grease because the grease also burns. So like all the burn bits and all that stuff, so that's not going to taste all that great if you just want grease. Then you just get it and then you kind of like strain it out and that'll take all like the crumb out of it and it would just be oil.
I know, you buy like cheesecloth.
Yeah, a cheesecloth is amazing for it. And then what you do is you just put it in the fridge in like a little container and then you can kind of just use like lard really because it kind of foams up and then you just get like a little scoop of it, put it in there.
Sounds good.
And you can use it for like maybe like you can honestly use it for like a week.
Yeah, no, you can use it for a while.
Yeah, it's like doubling down. I do that all the time whenever I'm cooking eggs. I'll cook my bacon. And then I'll crack my eggs into the bacon
grease. Yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah,
well, that was culinary podcast for keeping up with the nerds.
Keeping up with the food.
Yeah,
keeping up with the fatties.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we got a packed show for you guys today. Comic strips a little bit shorter because we got a doubleheader today. We're going to be talking about the movie Civil War. Which just came out.
Not Captain America Civil War.
No, there was no elevator fight scene this time around.
I was missing Lincoln in this movie. I didn't see him at all.
No, he's a vampire hunter.
He was busy hunting the vampires.
Yeah. So we'll talk about Civil War, and then Fallout just came out as well.
Yes.
Surprisingly, they kept pushing the date forward. Like they were just done, and they're just like,
What was
In
the
all-
original date?
I think it was
was-
like the 20th of April.
Yeah.
Then it was like April 11th, and then
Yeah.
they're just like, screw it, April
No,
10th.
honestly,
Yeah.
I think that it could have been for either for Emmy season or something or anything else, but either that or they were just like, I know it's gonna make money.
Well, it's more that. I think it's more that because
We
have you
know we're gonna
seen how
make
much,
money.
You know how many things that they've been selling,
Dude,
and so many
ridiculous.
collectibles, so many different like collabs and different.
It's through the because it's funny because there was already a bunch of
Stomps are up.
there was already a bunch of like Fallout material that was out there.
No, there wasn't before this.
Yeah, there was.
Before this.
You had the little pit. You can buy a Pit Boy. You can buy like Fallout plates.
Recently, but like
No,
before.
even for like the last like 5 or 6 years, ever since Fallout's really blown up.
I know that you could just buy a Pit Boy,
Yeah.
and then you could.
I've always seen
you
Fallout
could
Boy.
probably find someone that makes a Nuka Cola for you.
That's why. So you can
Yeah.
find like other vendors, like people that are making the things,
Yeah.
but not like through Bethesda or through like collabs.
Yeah.
And,
No, yeah, Bethesda has their own shop.
they do, but
I mean,
there's
you
some
can
collectibles
easily
you
find
can't
a
get
shirt
anymore.
too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can easily find a shirt. You can find a
Yeah.
hat and stuff.
But
like
what
that.
I'm talking about, collectibles that were hard to get were
Yeah.
like the Corvega models that they
Mhm.
would sell, or like the mini nukes, or like any of the weapons or stem packs,
That's
Nuka
true,
Cola
yeah.
bottles. Like those things are like the hard to get collectibles that people want that more recently have started popping up. We'll talk about it when we get to the Fallout
Yeah.
topic. But comic strips, the
Comic
portion of the
strips.
show where we talk about topics that don't merit a 10 to 15 minute conversation. Renee, Nick, are you guys ready?
No,
Let's do it.
No?
I'm enjoying my chips.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready. We
All
can
right.
stop. We can stop. All right.
You bastard. Give my chips back. All right, I'm ready.
All right. Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds teased the Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket design, teasing audiences with the possibility of it being a bigger shock factor than the Dune 2 popcorn bucket.
It better be a phallic shape or something.
I want it as Ryan Reynolds bent over.
Quote.
It's just his butt.
The popcorn bucket, I'm going to say nothing except that it might be one of the greatest strokes of geniuses that Ryan Reynolds has held on this movie, and you'll just have to wait and see. Quote of Sean Levy. There have also been a bunch of other images showcasing the collectibles that you can find in theaters, including cups, figures, and possibly the bucket, but maybe for a different theater once they premiere it.
I saw the one with Wolverine on it. Like it actually had like a Wolverine in the full suit and the cowl.
Yeah, so I think that I saw that in the cup design. I saw a taxi,
Mhm.
Something like a figurine with a taxi or something like
Okay.
that. But I don't think they're gonna do the whole pocket sex toy thing again.
I think.
I think it'll be like something different.
So. I think what happened was that Ryan Reynolds saw the Dune bucket.
Yes.
And he's like,
Morons.
yeah. He's all, I could do one better.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. He's going off of the meme of that. That's
Exactly.
I think he saw it and went, they didn't go far enough.
Go far enough. It's
Like,
just
if you're-
Deadpool bent over.
Yeah,
Yes.
Deadpool. And
I'm
it's
telling
just
you.
his- spread his cheeks.
I'm telling you, dude, it's just Deadpool and his cheeks are spread and it's like him bent over and the bottom of the buck is
This is that.
Yeah.
I can
that.
see
And then
that.
you have to shove your fist in it every single time
Yeah.
to get popcorn. I would buy it.
Just be ready for us to go to that AMC that
Or-
we go to and just have a guy walk out with a trash bag full of those buckets still on
I
eBay.
know.
Yeah.
Or watch. It has nothing to do with the movie. It's just a random thing that he just did as
That
a
would
popcorn
be
bucket. I would even
hilarious.
laugh even more. Like it's just like
What if it's the Dune bucket, but it just has Daredevil on it? I mean, Deadpool.
Deadpool on it?
It just has Deadpool on it.
Yeah.
Like you see Chalamet, and he's on it like this,
Yeah.
but he put he put the Deadpool mask on him.
yeah.
And
Or
just-
no, it is basically the Dune bucket, but it's just red and black.
That would be
That's it.
hilarious.
Like, it's just
That
like-
you? A chimichanga.
Just all
a,
the-
a
it's a-
sex toy as a chimichanga.
Oh, there you go.
What about if it is a cherry chonga?
What if
It's
the
just a-
popcorn bucket
I'd be
comes
actually pretty
with a
interesting.
chimichanga? What if AMC
I wouldn't
starts
tru-
selling chimichangas?
I wouldn't trust chimichangas from AMC. Let's be 100%.
Dude, no.
I can see them serving like a fried burrito of some sorts.
It's
When you go
chimichanga.
see it, yeah.
I mean, I can
Fried
see that.
burrito, yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
But in all fairness, chimichangas haven't been really shown in those movies.
They haven't.
No, they
He's
haven't.
mentioned them, like,
he's
once.
just said it. Yeah.
Like, I want to see him eat a chimichanga.
I love chimichangas, dude.
I want him to have a chimichanga pocket. Like, I think it'd be hilarious if he did a Rafi and, like, he's going through time and then he's just like, oh, God. And he just reaches into his pants and he pulls it out and he's like, where'd you get that from? My chimichanga pocket.
All right. Smaller news. Producer Chris Miller and Phil Lord, they have a project called Project Hail Mary. It's a movie based on a novel written by Andy Weir, the same writer who did the Martian book.
Yeah.
And this movie is going to be starring Ryan Reynolds and will release in 2026.
The Martian 2.
The base, yeah, in a way. I'm halfway through the book. It's a lot more sciencey than The Martian.
Yeah.
Have you read it or no?
No, but I know that I know that it's a lot more science.
Yeah.
Like he actually does talk about how he's going to make his aqueduct, how he's going to actually make these, like how he's going to make food last.
Well, that's the Martian. In this one, they're talking more about how this alien organism, single cell organism, is using the sun to capture the energy and then travel from like one side of space to another side of space faster than anything else. And basically this organism is taking all of the light and energy from the sun. So at some point in our life, we're basically going to like be extinct because the sun disappears.
The sun dies. Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
And so they sent out this astronaut on this mission to basically figure out where the source of these aliens are coming from.
I've noticed that. That's, I mean, of movies that have been coming out recently or about to come out. They're doing this whole like space thing, like the Adam Sandler movie that came out on Netflix, where he's talking to that giant spider. It's like he's in a. You guys never seen that? The trailer for that? He's like,
Yes.
There's
yeah,
an Adam Sandler Eight-Legged Freaks combo.
It hasn't
I
come
guess
out
so.
yet, right?
No, it's on Netflix.
Is it now
Yeah,
on?
it's on
Okay.
Netflix.
What is it called?
I don't know what it's called, but he's. I remember seeing the trailer for it, and then I was like, that's cool.
Just write Adam Sandler spider movie.
Adam Sandler Netflix movie.
Adam Sandler.
No, you'll
Spider-Man.
get too many. You need Adam Sandler spider movie.
Spaceman.
Space.
It's called
Man.
Spaceman.
Yeah, it's called Spaceman.
Is it out? And it's out right now.
It's on Netflix.
What's
yeah.
the rating on it?
It's at 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oof.
And
You
65%.
can't win them all.
Yeah.
Can't win them
I
all,
mean,
my
it-
friend.
I mean, basically, he's kind of going through like this, like not midlife crisis, but like this existential crisis of him coming back home or not. And he's talking to either himself, and it's being projected as a giant spider and stuff like that. He could be going crazy, or he's actually talking to a form of being that's taking on this like.
Can you check and see if John Peters is on that movie? Is on that?
Let me see.
Like, if he produced it. Like, look up producer for for this movie, and I just want to know if John Peters is on it, because John Peters loves spiders. Anyway,
Yeah, I'll look it up right now. Hold on.
you look it up. So anyway, what were you saying about the?
So that was it. Is just that they're making another movie they're making another movie off another Andy Weir novel. So that was it. Moving on. A live action Monopoly movie will be produced under Margot Robbie. And then I wrote a little quote, Barbie walked so that Monopoly can run.
He's not. Dang.
Yeah.
If John Peters was on it, that'd been hilarious. You know who John Peters is, right?
Yeah, he was the guy that was a producer for
Batman, Superman Lives.
Superman Lives.
He was the one that wanted the spider.
He was
Nicolas
like,
Cage
I want,
thing.
I want Superman to
Yeah,
fight
he
a
was
spider.
like, I want Superman to fight the spider, and then he ended up fighting a spider in.
But he denies he
in-
says that.
in Wild Wild West.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
And he does deny saying it too. He was like, "Oh, I don't know where he's getting the spider thing."
I don't have a thing about spiders.
Yeah. Do you know anything about spiders? They're the deadliest insect in the.
Did you guys even hear the last piece of news?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Monopoly movie?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
Was
it.
that it?
That was it. Yeah.
The Big
Margot
Short?
Robbie's making another. She's producing a movie.
She's making another Big Short.
Is she? Sure.
It's a movie
I know.
about.
I know.
She was also in The Big Short.
Okay.
It's a joke. It's Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. She's also in Wolf of Wall Street. She's in a lot of Wall Street movies. Dang.
Yeah.
How old was she when she was in The Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh, she was like
In her early
23.
20s, right?
Yeah, she was
23,
mid
22.
20s.
How old is she now?
She's like in her 30s.
Damn, man.
She's like
that woman's
35.
successful, dude.
And she's
Making
hot.
money.
Above all else.
Yeah.
So the MonsterVerse spin-offs are currently in the works, with Monarch getting a season 2. Why is the MonsterVerse becoming popular? Well, we are in week 2 of Godzilla Cross Kong New Empire. It's currently earned $226 million internationally and $361 million globally as of the time of recording. So they're making bank.
They're making good money.
making-
It's a solid movie. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's
So,
a fun movie.
I've heard Monarch is really it's
good.
good.
It's
It's
good.
it's enjoyable.
I've been hearing both. Like, I'll have people either like it or I have people that don't really care for it.
Yeah, it's. Did you see Monarch?
Mhm.
So is it a popcorn show or is it like you have to actually sit down and pay attention?
Sit down, pay attention.
So they're trying to add more story, whereas the movies couldn't really add
It's
that story.
two storylines following at the same time. So
Where does it take place though?
So you're following in the 60s on Skull Island, and then you're also following like this new group that are trying to figure out what Monarch is doing, and they're both led by characters that are who played Ego. I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, Kurt Russell
and Wyatt Russell.
The son and father.
And they're both playing the same character.
I see. So does it take place in between any movie at all, or is it like they just don't?
They mentioned Godzilla and they mentioned Kong.
That's it. They don't really say like, oh, this was after.
It's the development of Monarch. How exactly did we get to the position where Monarch is right now?
Oh, so before Godzilla.
So they mention Godzilla as like, we know that this is a thing that has happened. We know that there are bigger things out there.
We know there's a giant ass lizard. We know there's a big ass ape.
Because it does take place after Skull Island.
Okay,
so they know that there's a report of a big ape, and they know that there's also a report of big spiders, big everything. So now they're trying to figure it out, and they're so nobody believes them.
This is in place. This takes place basically in between Godzilla, like the first one.
Between Skull Island and Godzilla.
Okay, that makes sense because I remember the first Godzilla was it did a time jump as well. The first Godzilla. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
But the thing is that the past takes place before Godzilla. The future takes place after Godzilla.
Yes. Okay.
Not confused at all, but okay.
Give it a watch. How about that? All right. That's all it is.
It's a decent show. It's fun.
No,
It's interesting if you
watch the damn show.
If you yes.
Yeah.
But if you like the MonsterVerse that they've set up already, you'll enjoy this.
You know, there's people that legitimately are trying their hardest to get people not to like the MonsterVerse because it takes away from the original message of Godzilla.
Oh yeah, because you have those purist people. They're like, that's not the movies that I watched.
But makes no sense because we've had this conversation before where it's like the Godzilla movies, the ones over here, they're popcorn movies, they're popcorn flicks. It's just action.
Yeah, I mean, Toei signs off on them.
Yeah, exactly. Like they could care less if you care about the original message of it.
Like they look at it and they're like, it's not good. Release it.
The Americans will eat this up.
These Americans don't know how to do anything. Release the movie. Good job.
361 in 2 weeks. God damn, man. Yeah. Sequel. Go right now.
I just think it's funny of like them looking at it and the guys who did -1 went, how much did you spend?
Yeah.
What? Wait, how much?
What?
But see, that's the thing.
What did you where was it going?
Yeah. Wait. Did you guys just want like Starbucks for like that whole month or something?
Did you buy a Starbucks?
Yeah.
Like, what did you do?
Rented an In-N-Out truck.
It's just
so
you just see burger trucks just every day, every week, just In-N-Out, 5 Guys, tacos, the habit.
It's like that scene from Wolf of Wall Street when the dad's looking over the expenses over the lunch.
How was a $10,000 meal? Yeah. Where's $10,000? And he's like,
ordered all the sides.
Well,
the sides were important. Yeah, because I wanted the baked potato. I wanted the.
He goes, $10,000 of a baked potato.
Yeah. That's basically how I took it.
I just love that idea. Just imagining that of going like, I don't know where this money's going.
Yeah. Apparently too, you know, the computers crashed and they had to go through another update, so we had to buy new ones too.
We just bought new computers.
Yeah, we just bought new computers.
It said it was going to take an hour.
Our
This
animators.
guy said he needed 3 computers. With 4 graphics cards,
cards, 6 monitors, just to make sure that he can fit everything.
Guy told me to rent out a full generator to power.
He told me to make a house for Godzilla.
and then basically our animators were complaining about their back, so we had to get these like new chairs,
these lumbar chairs,
you know,
look like cockpits. Like,
and HR was like, "You gotta do it."
So what
money.
Do?
You know, hey, money's tight. Yeah. You know. I just love the idea of them going like, "Oh, we need like another 1,000 for the special effects." He's like rubbing his back, and he's just like, money's real tight right now. Yeah. I don't got any leeway. Yeah. Can you go get me another In-N-Out?
They also had to spend another $50,000 on linguistics teachers for the monsters to learn how to actually speak monster.
I'm looking forward to the next movie when all the monkeys can speak sign. I just think that's gonna like it's so easy. It's so easy of just like.
What did you just say?
This? Let's dance. Let's dance, baby.
One of the Kongs is looking at King Kong. He's like giving him signs. It's just like,
I think he told me to steal third.
that makes so much sense now because when they would talk in that movie, in the last movie we saw, can you imagine they're just like, all right, so they're communicating. Should we put subtitles? They're like, subtitles?
who's got time for that, dude?
Who's got time for that? We already ran through the budget, you know?
Dale had to have 5 burgers.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, it's another week of The Habit,
Yeah.
or we put subtitles.
Or we put subtitles.
You choose.
I don't know. That Santa Barbara burger's pretty good.
It's actually it's gonna be Tony's birthday, and he's requesting that he wants to go to the Habit for his birthday. He wants to treat everyone. Like,
We can't let Tony down.
we can't let Tony down, man. It's his birthday.
How much money did you guys spend? 100 million?
100 million.
How much of the movie you guys do? A
I
third?
I feel like Toei has more fun with that. I'm just going like, oh, really?
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
We made that. We made an Oscar award-winning movie for a third.
You guys are not hinting at other monsters or anything like that. You're just doing Scar King and the Frozen Godzilla. Okay.
All right, sure. All right.
You're not hinting at anything else? No? Okay. All right. So, like,
God,
How much did Godzilla -1 make in total?
probably not the same amount.
I'm not
it's total
it's
gross?
Total gross. And again, if the budget says 15 mil, I don't buy that. It's
it was a limited. It was a limited run.
It was a limited run
It's
outside
still not
of Japan
available to watch on
Streaming.
any streaming service.
because they don't want
'Cause
you to
they're
watch
geniuses.
it. Yeah, they want you to
Well, because
beg.
didn't they release it twice? They released it once, and then they
And they
released it
watched
black and white.
Mhm. That poster looks so good too.
The poster did look really good.
Dang, man. I wish I could have had access to that poster.
The things you would have done to the poster, we know.
Oh my God.
115 million worldwide, and then on
Estimated.
On a
10
budget of like
10
No.
10 million.
Nope.
That's what it says.
Nope.
It's 10 to 12
That's what
million.
the-
That's
Google doesn't lie.
No.
Why are
Okay,
you
then.
saying that it didn't have
Yeah.
a $10 million?
Why are you saying no?
Everybody's saying
I'm-
they have a $10 million
I
budget.
can't, like, my gut tells me looking at that number, I'm
Okay.
like, I can see.
fake news?
Huh?
Is that what you're saying?
I think it's fake. I think
news?
Okay, well, you're
it's their
fake news
reporting.
now. Look, I can do the same thing to you.
That's fine. Call
Brian's
me
fake news.
Yeah,
You know
Brian's
what?
fake
Here's the
news.
thing.
Like, I can do the same
All
thing to
your
you.
comic strips. Fake,
Fake
news.
news.
All right, I'll put it this way. And I've said this argument to
Yeah.
multiple different people.
Yeah.
15 million for a movie that looked that good.
Mhm.
How underpaid were the people that worked behind this movie?
Probably
yeah.
extremely.
Exactly. That's my issue.
They
Don't
probably
praise-
they probably took a contract
Hold
saying
on.
that they would get paid after the movie gets
Have you?
bought out.
Hold on. Have you
Wow.
ever like? You've never been outside of the country. No. I mean, like to like China or like any of these other places.
No, I was gonna say I'm like, yes, I've been.
No. Yeah, I know you've been there, but you've been to Mexico.
What?
You've been to, like-
wait,
It's
what?
called being in California.
This
Yeah.
went from like funny to racist for a second. I'm like, no.
No, it's not.
No,
We're
it's
all
not.
Hispanic.
We're all Hispanic.
It's not
Be
that
quiet. No, it's
racist.
not.
I went to Greece and Turkey.
Okay, there you go. But
Really?
Yeah.
in China, they have little nets in workplaces so that way people can't commit suicide.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So I'm just saying, I believe it.
Yeah,
like
no,
you
that's-
probably made enough to buy like a bowl of miso, and that was about it.
Yeah, but again, for me, it doesn't serve a purpose to praise a $15 million budget when you know that these people that work behind it were super underpaid.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, we don't know that.
We don't.
We don't like.
don't.
I'm just
It's
saying in
just-
general. Like you're making
I'm
making
making
a
it-
lot of assumptions
I am.
with no proof.
Yeah, and the only proof we have is what is being stated here.
I understand that, but it's
trumping it.
it's 10 it's
You're
10 to
trumping
12
it.
it's 10 to 12 million. Nobody's had anything to say about like poor working conditions or
I think the director
he's-
has hinted at it in an interview. There was an article.
wasn't not said. Nobody's talking about it.
Can't-
Not a
Can
thing.
they really like
Can't be
say
proven.
like? Oh,
Not a thing. I'm just saying
Until we
you're
see a
making you're
documentary?
staying something like
Until a
it's fact.
documentary comes out.
the
Like,
documentary.
Yeah,
like,
until I
quiet
get
on
a
set.
quiet
Yeah.
until I get another quiet on set -1.
Quiet on set. Yeah.
quiet on
Quiet on 1.
quiet on
Quiet on
Until
-1.
until I
-1.
get a Dan Schneider on that one.
Quiet on set. Did you guys hear that? That's getting controversy.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, because apparently they lied to a lot of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
about
they were
the-
being very sneaky
They,
about
they
it.
lied to the double
the
dare,
double dare guy.
the
Yeah,
Double Dare
I told him
host.
about. I
Yeah.
think I told this
You
dude
said
about
that
this
to
last
me,
week.
Yeah.
Like last week.
I don't know, man.
It is what it is.
It is
but
what it is. I'm
I'm
not
just saying you're making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say-
and no one's saying
Here's
it.
the thing.
10 to 12 mil. Maybe they all got a mil each.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
There's 12 dudes.
I would happily accept being proven wrong if the budget was 15 million and they were paid well, and they had the time that necessary to work on the film without, pushing it to the limit.
Didn't the director
without any
work
safety
on a good
issues.
percentage of the visual effects?
Yeah, he
as
did.
well,
I think so,
too?
yeah.
That's what I mean, though.
That's all I care about. Like, I'll be happily proven wrong. I don't care about being proven right. I'm just saying, if I have skepticism, I will continue to have skepticism until, And when they went up to accept the award, I was happy for them. They all came out with their little golden Godzillas, which was great. It was cute.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm not proud of it. I'm happy. It's I do have my skepticism. That's all it is. And I think as someone that wants to get into the industry, I
don't work in Japan. I'm just saying.
That's all it is.
Dude.
It's a cultural thing of I would rather work hard and make it a good thing than be paid well. It's a cultural thing.
Sure, yeah.
Godzilla Minus One is not connected to Shin Godzilla, right?
No, Shin Godzilla was different. Mm-hmm. And Shin Godzilla came out not that long ago.
It came out a year ago.
So Godzilla fans are eating well, but people still choose to complain and be like, the monster version is so stupid.
What's not fair is that you shouldn't compare Godzilla Minus One to Godzilla Kong New Empire.
No, you can't compare
You can't. And but that's the thing. People are comparing it, and it's unfair. That's the thing, because Godzilla Minus One.
They're all different things.
Yeah,
exactly.
Enjoy what you're getting.
Enjoy for what they are. That's all it is. 2 more pieces of news. Google sees a rise in eye hurting searches after the solar eclipse on April 8th.
Oh,
I'm sorry. What did you say?
So basically,
eye hurting.
Eye hurting.
What?
It did not. I don't know why. The way you said it, it does not sound like
hurting.
Eye hurting. Like
I hurt. I don't say the T. Eye hurting.
I hurt.
I hurting. Yeah, but I don't know why I don't say.
I'm sorry. Read the.
I'm sorry.
Google searches or Google sees a rise in eye hurting searches after the solar eclipse on April 8th.
Oh, that's what he said.
Yes.
That's what you meant.
Yes.
I heard something totally different. What did you hear?
I don't know. You said eye hurting really fast, so it sounded like one word, and I'm like,
yeah.
Huh?
I didn't. It sounded like one word, and I was like, what? What's the Google search about a solar eclipse?
I heard it after.
I heard it.
I heard
it.
So
oh God! Hey, Crispy, relax.
Right?
April 9th, people were searching on Google why their eyes were hurting a lot.
After the eclipse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Were they
'cause you're
staring
not
at
supposed to
the-
look at it with your bare eyes.
Were you staring at the sun? Like,
You're not supposed to do that.
Did you guys see the eclipse?
I didn't really see it, but I was at Maddie's house and we were walking around, and you could see that like the day had like some sort of like haze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like an
That's
orange
about it.
haze.
Yeah.
I was in a meeting.
I was sick, so I only woke up, saw the eclipse for like 2 seconds. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back to bed.
And he went,
Woke up. We're like,
and he closed. And then he closed it. And then he went on Google.
yeah.
Why is my eye hurting? And then he's like, wow, that's a lot of people searching. So he got
I
this.
just put the E as his eye hurting after eclipse. Like, this is the only one.
It's not just me. It's not just me.
Yeah.
I didn't, I think what sucks about this is that there was like a couple TikToks that Andy was showing me afterwards,
Yeah.
how like vendors were selling fake eclipse glasses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how scummy do you have to be to sell fake glasses to people?
It's capitalism, baby.
It is. It's just like, dude, really? You're...
That I was wondering like what.
Were they 3D glasses?
Yeah, it's just normal
No,
3D glasses.
they're filmed ones. They're the ones with the like a tinted film that
Mhm.
just go on top. Because the way that they were the way they were educating people on buying the real ones is you cannot see anything through the film.
Yeah.
You literally have to see just like gray. If you see anything through the film, then they're fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I'm like, dude, how scummy do you have to
So
be?
it was funny. Like a week before the eclipse, I was going. When I take the bus, I go to 7-Eleven. I go to the 99-cent store and stuff like that, just to kill time before my next bus comes. And I would see those glasses all over.
Mhm.
Like there wasn't like I would turn a corner and be in every single little aisle or at the register and stuff. And then on the day of the eclipse, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Walmart. Maybe they have them and stuff like that. Nope, nothing.
Everyone bought them.
Everyone bought them.
Yeah.
Like, oh crap. Well, I guess I won't look at it. Like,
I'll take my chances.
I'll move on with my life. Like,
It'll come back.
Right?
It's fine.
yeah.
In
What happened again?
2044, I think is what it is.
2024?
Yeah, it'll happen.
About 20 years from now.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll be alive.
Maybe we'll make it till then.
Yeah. All right.
All right, last piece of news. This one's
only
a doozy.
20
Mindset
years.
is not right now. Okay.
All right, this one's going to be a doozy, so I'm going to go through this as quickly as possible. CinemaCon 2024 went into full swing this year.
Oh,
The train
yeah.
of movies hitting this year include The Quiet Place Day 1, Inside Out 2, Twisters, Alien Romulus, and more, all which had minor or major teases at the event. This included scenes or images from the film or full portions of the film being shown off at the convention. Some of the news that broke out during CinemaCon was James Gunn revealing the new Superman logo at CinemaCon. Avatar: The Last Airbender film getting official voice casting in Eric Nam, who will be playing Aang, and Dave Bautista, who will be playing the villain. The film will be titled Aang: The Last Airbender and will be a part of a trilogy of movies. Matt Stone and Trey Parker will also be working with Kendrick Lamar on a new musical film.
I saw that. Yeah.
Edgar Wright, you mentioned to me this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar Wright will be directing a remake of the Running Man film with Glenn Powell.
Mm-hmm.
Akiva Schaffer will be directing a remake of the Naked Gun with Liam Neeson. G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover is confirmed. It's going to be a movie. And then a new Star Trek Origins film is being written by Graham Smith, I think is how you pronounce his name. He is the writer of Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Pride, Prejudice,
and Zombies.
Thank you. And Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter novels.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that
That's
movie's gonna suck. That movie's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Those movies were not great.
No, the novels, not the screenplay.
Oh.
He
Once again,
tried...
those books sucked.
Did they really? I heard that the Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies was pretty good.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say,
why would I read those?
I don't read.
Yeah, we're in a comic book shop. I don't read.
I kind of want to read.
I look
them
at
to
pictures.
See what kind of like direction he wants to take the new Star Trek movie. But what I basically said was only like 20% of what was revealed.
That's the thing.
I heard a rumor that there was like 9-minute show of Deadpool.
Yes, and there was also like a 30-minute showing of Inside Out too.
And then they showed like a not a trailer, but like they showed like a couple of minutes of footage of the Captain America New World Order.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think it was a preview of it.
Was it a preview?
I think they also showed a scene from Gladiator 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a couple scenes from Alien Romulus as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Cinema Condom sick. It sounds like.
It
So this
feels
was a
like there
good
was
year.
almost no writer strike. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Better
Well,
than it was, but yeah.
I'm just saying in general, the rookie shows that there was a writer strike.
Yeah. The quality of writing in the past few episodes have been kind of.
I've been watching the rookie, and then I was like, I'm just gonna let it play, and then it started playing 911, and I was like, man, it's not just the rookie that's bad. 911's pretty bad too.
Did they renew the rookie for another season?
Yes, they have.
It's already been renewed for a seventh season.
You're like, the season doesn't count, guys. We got to do another one.
Yeah,
This
basically.
is season 5 or season 6?
This is season 6.
Six. So
season
going
7.
on to 7.
I can see it going for like 9 seasons.
It's not. You know what? Because usually the seasons for the rookie are super strong. Like you can watch the entire season, and it's super good.
You can get a vibe of how the season's gonna be. This one, it's
just kind of all over the place.
It's all over the place, and there's no. I don't know. The characters are kind of written awkwardly and stuff like that. I don't know. It's weird.
You know what it sounds like? Sometimes it does sound like an AI wrote them.
No, it does. Yeah, that's the thing.
It sounds like an AI wrote an outline for a script, and then people wrote lines to connect what the AI wrote. Because it's just weird.
It is.
I haven't seen this last episode that came out this last week.
It's all like it's
not
Nolan.
bad.
Yeah, it's like Nolan trying to convince Bailey to have a kid. Like they're trying to convince each other that. Like,
it's the aftermath of basically fostering.
Yeah, from the last.
one.
So that's the thing, and that's why I said it's better because it's taking from what happened prior and moving forward from it. That's why I say this episode's better than the last one because it was basically like, oh, we're gonna go through this thing, but never mention it again, and we're gonna go through another thing, but never mention it again.
It was very
So,
episodic when in the rookie. It was great because it was always like you following them on their shifts and everything else.
Yeah. The Rookie's a great show. It's so interesting because I think when you guys were mentioning it, people were still like barely picking it up. I think the hype of the show for new viewers is kind of like dying down because I haven't heard that many people talking about it. Like, oh, I need to watch it.
That's true. And then when I started watching it here at the shop, I would get a lot of customers be like, "Oh, you watch The Rookie?" And I'm like, "Oh, you watch it too?" They go, "Oh yeah, I love
Would you
this
say
show."
that The Rookie has like hidden fans out there?
It
They're
does.
like, oh, they know.
But in
And
all
it's-
fairness, I feel like that's just a Nathan Fillion show.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion shows always have hidden fans. It's like Castle.
Yes.
When you would
Castle's
talk about
great.
because
I go-
Castle would be awesome, and then you talk about Castle, and then people go, "Dude, you're into Castle?"
Yeah.
And then you'd watch it or Firefly.
Andy's was really into Bones, which shocked me because I didn't
Mandy
know.
too.
Yeah, and I'm
I like
like,
Bones.
if you like Bones, you would like Castle.
No,
then,
I don't. I like Castle. I
Really?
don't like Bones.
Not at all.
I don't like Bones. I love Castle.
I
I've tried
feel-
watching Bones. I don't like the character of Bones.
Okay.
Is it her autism?
Yes.
Is that why?
Oh, wow.
It's super annoying.
Really?
Yeah.
It's, you know what? I feel like that's also the reason why I can't get into Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I can't get into it because I don't like
Sheldon?
Sheldon.
Yeah,
I don't like Sheldon as a character, like
Fair.
all around.
No, that's fair.
Because because everybody goes like, oh, well, think of like Barney as the group's Sheldon, and I was like, no,
that's
Barney is not a Sheldon.
No.
He is very much like he cares.
Yeah.
You said something yesterday that like it like annoyed me because it was true.
What?
And I'm like, God dang it. He's like, right. There's so much TV to watch.
There is.
There is. I mean, we're done with comic strips, so let's just
Okay.
jump into the next.
We're done with the strippers.
We're done with the comic strippers. You guys mind if we talk about Fallout?
Yeah, might as well. We're on the TV topic.
Didn't even
So
get my lap dance.
he was right because there is so much to watch. Because I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm like, dude, I wish I could go back to certain shows because I've been meaning to go back to watch 24. I love 24.
Yeah.
I love Fringe. Fringe and 24 in an hour long, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
they're-
dude, I don't have
Well,
that
they're
time.
45
to do it.
minutes.
40, yeah,
They're like
45,
40.
50
They're like
minutes.
40 minutes each.
But I don't have that time to sit down for like 45 minutes to 50 minutes to watch them.
What-
See, the problem with that. Okay, so because I can usually put the Rookie on in the background
Mhm.
or House or anything like that.
I've been
But-
meaning to rewatch House.
Rewatch House,
Yeah.
it actually holds up.
Yeah.
I was rewatching House, and I've noted, and I feel like for shows like those, I can not pay attention
because you know it.
because I not only do I know it, but also the structure of the shows help because they keep without reiterating it, they're reiterating what's going on. It's very much they know that they're on local broadcast, and they're going. They went to go take a dump.
So that's,
And you come back and then they're like, oh, well, you know, the leukemia that we thought she had doesn't work because we did these tests. Okay, cool. So let's go on to the new thing. And you're like, oh yeah, the last time I was here, she had leukemia. Okay, cool. So I guess it didn't work
can't
out.
do that with 24 or Fringe.
You can't. You have to
because-
sit there and pay attention.
Yeah, because they're either really, really good scenes
Or compelling.
exactly,
Super
or the story's like, what the heck? Like,
What's
I want to meet someone else that really got into Fringe. I haven't met anyone.
Because there's nobody.
Yeah, oh my God. There probably is. Like,
I've had one friend of mine that
If you were into Fringe, don't put a comment on the bottom.
Oh my God. Okay,
That's
we
how
have
you
a
know.
friend.
That's how you know.
I had one friend that would get the comics for Fringe. They were coming out with comics and then be like, yeah, there's like hidden messages in there, dude. I'm
Yeah.
like, really? He goes, yeah. It's like basically it was like Gravity Falls. You
Yeah.
know, it's like people that, watch Gravity Falls, they're like, oh yeah, did you see like the end credits? There was a secret message that you had to decode and stuff like that.
They did that for the first like 3 seasons of Fringe, where
Mhm.
like whenever they would cut to commercials, they would show like an image of something.
Yeah.
And it was like a message
Mhm.
was hidden somewhere, and you had to connect like one piece to
Mhm.
another episode or something.
I always feel that Abrams knows how to start something great.
and
Like,
doesn't know how to finish it.
He doesn't know how to
No.
finish it, and he doesn't know where it's going.
Mhm.
I mean, that's every project he's done, because he also no, that was Steven Spielberg. There was one called The River or something like that. That was like a limited series on ABC.
yeah.
Was
Where-
it still Robot?
No, it was a group of travelers were going through like the Madagascar River or something like that.
I know, but was it still produced by his Broken Robot company?
It might be. I don't remember if it was Steven Spielberg or J.J. Abrams. There was also that series there were like individuals trapped in a ghost town, and they were being monitored by like an overseer, like a Big
Mhm.
Brother-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I forget who it was. I'll look him up and see if I
Yeah.
can find it.
But I'm just saying in general, like J.J. Abrams,
I think
like,
it was-
materials.
yeah.
He doesn't know how to end stuff.
Because those shows never had a finale, and
But-
if it was an
but
Abrams
I,
production,
but I
it makes
feel like
sense.
the reason being is because he sets a lot of his stories are with the mystery box.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And because it's all about the mystery box, he doesn't know where to
Yeah, he
go
did that for
once they
lives.
find.
Yeah.
Here's the box. What's in the box? Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
don't worry about this.
5 minutes.
Have you seen his TED Talk about the mystery box?
No, I have to now. That,
Dude,
if
it's like
there's one, I'll
it's
find it.
like a 2-hour thing of him just him standing around a box with question marks on it, going like, "What's in the box?"
Is there really a TED Talk about
Dude,
it?
he has a TED Talk.
I will watch that TED Talk.
It was right after the what was it? The Force Awakens.
Okay.
And then he did it, and he was like, "Oh, I call it the mystery box." And then he just like talks about it for almost an hour and a half, of just like
So
it
what?
doesn't matter. And
So
then
it's
there-
him like stroking his own.
yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, does anybody know what's in the box? It doesn't matter what's in the box." He goes, "It could be anything. It could be nothing."
So lost.
Yeah,
So
and then-
basically lost.
yeah, and it was, and like you were just kind of going like, "This is gonna be a rough ride, ain't it?"
You know what? I'm interested. As much as I would give him crap for the stuff he does, I still look up to Abrams. He's done a lot of great work.
he's written interesting stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Super 8 was interesting until you found out what it was or saw the monster.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean,
But
I
don't know. That's the thing. And then Force Awakens was great until basically they're like, okay, they didn't. JJ didn't tell us what was in the box. Like, so we gotta
just shoot a dart somewhere and see what happens.
No, but that was the thing though, is because I remember when they were asking Ryan, when they were Ryan Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, well, what did he tell you?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, nothing.
And he goes, no, he told me what like where things were going,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't like it, so I changed it all.
So he fought him on it.
And Kathleen Kennedy said okay, and she just let me go.
So I feel like Jonathon Nolan has that same issue, but not to that extreme. Because if we look at what he did with Westworld, there was a great setup in season 1.
Season 1's still perfect.
And then everything
storytelling
past
of
that was just
Westworld,
and then past that it was just kind of like, okay, so where do we go from here?
And I
like
think
you
that's,
reached
that,
a great
that's,
climax.
that's what hurt it, especially I think it was season 3
Yeah.
when they went outside the amusement park
Mm-hmm.
into the real world. And at that point, you're kind of like, oh, well, where are we going from here?
See,
like, what's Ryan
going?
Pinkston's character?
Well, that's
arc and stuff like
that's the
that.
hard part, because now it's not just okay, so what's Westworld like?
Mhm.
It's what is the world like now?
Mhm.
Because now I have to think of, okay, so what kind of world would allow for this amusement park to be here?
Mhm.
And it kind of becomes like this really like terrible world where you're just like, okay, let the
Mhm.
robots take over. I really
Yeah.
don't care.
So going into Jonathon Nolan's work, Fallout. This is
Mhm.
Jonathon Nolan and Lisa Joy's
Mhm.
next big work, right? I'm 2 episodes in.
Mhm.
You only watched the first one.
I
You
watched.
finished the series.
I did finish the series.
So I think, can we spoil only up to that second episode? Or
No. No, I'm okay. The reason being is because
Are
the
we really going to
story-
spoil it?
No. I'm just
I was
saying in
gonna be
general.
like-
No, I'm not gonna. Sorry, Rene. But I'm not, here's my thing though. From watching it so far,
Uh-huh.
there is so much that happens later,
Yeah.
but that it more or less he got the blueprint from Westworld
Uh-huh.
and then skinned it with Fallout.
Yeah. Which
That's honestly that's the easiest way for me to put it.
no, I can see the similarities right off the 2 episodes.
Yes.
Not only that, but like the intro, the first episode is straight out of Fallout 3. It's the same. It's a parallel to the same way Fallout 3 starts.
With the Raiders coming and then everything else?
with
or?
your dad leaving the vault
Well,
and you
in
going out.
that one, he's leaving the vault because the water purifier goes out.
In Fallout 3, he was working because he originally was a surface. He was a Wastelander.
Yes.
Who got brought into the vault because he wanted to make sure that their son. Yeah, because you play a guy in Fallout 3. Their son was born in a good place, so that he stays in Vault 101. Then ends up leaving because, I have to finish the water purifier because that's my life's goal.
Yeah.
And so you go after him. There's parallels to it because in this show, the dad ends up leaving, getting captured essentially, and she has to go out into the wasteland to basically find him. My point that I want to bring back when we were talking about J.J. Abrams and old TV is that, you are right. Like Fringe and 24, you can't leave because it's so appealing. You're either missing a really great scene or something that's like compelling in the story.
The thing is that
Here-
those benefit from commercials.
Yes.
They benefit from because you can go, okay, I can pee.
Yeah. Here, there wasn't a moment where I could stop and be like, okay, I can quickly leave to go to the kitchen for like 10 seconds. You had to pause it.
Yes.
And everything in this show looked fantastic.
Yes.
And-
There's more that like goes on, like some of the monsters that show up. Brotherhood of Steel they look really great. Yeah, I mean, even some of the ghouls, like the ghouls look really, really cool.
Yeah.
I love the makeup that they used for the ghouls. I like the animatronics that they used for some of them, because there's some ghouls that are just completely like their faces have
The
been
feral
completely
ghouls.
the feral ones like completely like ripped off, and you can see them and they look great.
So, Rene, what was your thought on the first episode when you watched it?
It was good. That's it.
So much.
What? Am I lying?
All right, I'm going to get back to my phone now.
Yeah. No, it was honestly, I didn't expect a lot from at least watching the show. That's why I kept putting it off, because the trailer didn't sell me.
Mhm.
I was getting very much Halo vibes when I saw the trailer,
Yeah.
and I wasn't excited. I was And the one thing is that I don't like feeling like I'm forced to watch something because I'm not in the mood to watch it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I'll try to find something wrong with it. But Nick sat me down as soon as he came in and we're like, okay, we're gonna watch the first episode. I'm like, all right, okay, let's watch it.
I told him you need to at least watch the first episode so that way you have something to say.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna let you guys talk it out and stuff because honestly, I've never played Fallout. Don't care for Fallout.
But I would like that person because there's gonna be a lot of people that have never played the games.
And that's the interesting point about it is that I've seen both sides where there are people who say like, hey, have someone who is like obsessed with the game to sit next to you and watch it because they will point out every detail in the show and make it that much more enjoyable.
That's annoying.
And I've also
so Mandy all week. So Mandy, every time I got home from work, Mandy would be on the phone and she'd be like, "You want to watch Fallout?" I'm like, "Let's watch Chucky." and then that was Wednesday, and then Thursday came around and she's all like, "You want to watch Fallout?" I'm all, Let's watch the new episode of 911. And so I kept putting it off.
Yeah.
But I'll watch it again with her because the reason why she wants to watch Fallout because I was like, why are you pushing Fallout so much? She goes, oh, I like the actors that are in it. She likes all those actors that are involved.
The
in
actors
movie,
are really
in the
good.
show, yeah.
But the other point was even if you don't know anything about the show, a lot of people are saying that you don't even need to have any understanding of the universe to be able to enjoy what the show is about.
That's true because I think I was telling you guys watching it. It's a great world building episode as well too. You get right into it. You see, I mean, in the first episode, in the first 10 minutes, you get to see how the world is before the Fallout, the actual Fallout.
And that's a point that isn't necessarily shown in any of the games. So like there's 2 different eras of Fallout. You have actually 3. There's Fallout 1 and 2, which were the top down, old school
point and clicks.
Exactly. Point and click games. Then you had Fallout 3, 4 in New Vegas, and then Fallout 76 is the new era of Fallout games. And so none of those games really showed you what happened during the bombs when they dropped. Yeah. You see that in Fallout 4, but there's no like emotional attachment. Yeah. And if
it's just lights.
It's just like, oh, world's ending, get in a vault, and that's it.
Yeah.
Here, I think Jonathon Nolan did a good job in trying to show you like, hey, the bombs dropped and people died. Like people were not just dying, but they were also being selfish and punching each other, pushing each other to get to safety. Yeah. Some people didn't make it, and guess what? It wasn't just one bomb in just Los Angeles.
That's what I think made me go like, oh crap. Yeah, when he was was it the Walter Goggins character, he's taking his daughter and they're trying to get out of there as much as they can. Okay, cool. So they only have to worry about one. And then multiple. As soon as they're on the road and they're on the horse, boom, 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 and it's like, no, there's no stop. There's no way around it. That's the thing. You either die or something else is gonna happen.
The thing I can say is the Walter Goggins' character is, I mean, once again,
he's a great character actor.
He's a great character actor. I was talking to him when the show started, and I was like, why do I feel like he didn't even need to be taught some of this stuff, like the rope tricks, like the lasso tricks, and like riding a horse. I feel like he just knows how to do it.
He hasn't played a main character in anything he's worked on.
No, he was
Unicorn.
I was just gonna say he was on a sitcom called The Unicorn, and it's a great show. That's a great show. Is it still? It's not.
No, it got canceled.
It got canceled after
like 2 or 3 seasons.
Really?
Yeah,
I watched season 2, and it was good.
It was right in the middle of.
You could tell though it was drifting a bit.
It was right in the middle. It was right when the pandemic was about to start.
I saw someone pointing that out, that they were like, "Oh, he's not played a major role in anything massive."
That is. Hold on. Whoa.
I'm like, that's not
that
true.
is a lie. Yeah. Justified.
Oh,
he's the main. He is the Joker in Justified.
No, but that's why I was pointing that comment out because I was just like, I don't think that's true.
It's not.
And he's also doesn't he play Cecil in Invincible?
Watch Justified.
Justified's an awesome show, and they had they also had it where it came back recently.
Oh, that's right.
It has the brand new season that just came out.
It was really good.
It's really good.
He's Cecil in Invincible, right?
He is Cecil in Invincible. But that's what I mean, though. He's a great character actor, but also, even in this one, he's not the main character.
No, he's not. He's shared by 2 other people.
But here's my thing, though. He becomes he's a main character, because in all fairness, I would say there are 3 main characters in this movie. I mean, in this show. You have Lucy, you have Maximus, and then you have the Ghoul. Because those are the 3 main characters that you get introduced to in the first episode. and they're the primary focus throughout the series. I mean, throughout the season.
Mhm.
You then find out more background on Maximus throughout the season, where the ghoul comes from, and then also about Lucy and where exactly she comes from.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? I would say there's 4. Sorry, her brother.
Mm.
Her brother, because
I saw that little bit of a spoiler there. Yeah.
because while they're dealing with whatever's going on in the wasteland, they keep cutting
they
back
go
to the vaults, and the vault is dealing
Vault
with
33.
whatever. The vault is dealing with whatever problems are happening in the vaults, and the brother is doing the same things that they were finding out inside of Westworld, where it was like, oh, you're finding out the mysteries of the vault and like the overseers and what's going
The
on.
true
here.
purpose of the vault.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In which, once you find out the true purpose of the vault,
Don't
you're
tell
like,
me.
whoa, that's
Okay.
sick.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of I like to have that mystery because that's one of the great things about playing the Fallout games
Yes.
is when you do find a vault, they don't tell you up front what the experiment is.
Yeah.
You know, granted, if you guys didn't know, yes, the vaults were not there to help people out.
No.
They
The-
were human experiments that
Yeah,
were conducted
they're-
on people.
It's interesting because there's a scene with Walter Goggins and his wife, because his wife works for
Vault-Tec.
Vault-Tec.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And he's talking to her, and then he goes, "You should quit Vault-Tec. Like they're bad people. You know, they're really trying to like capitalize on the end of the world. It's not great." And then she goes, "Well, I'm trying to make sure that we get into a good vault." He goes, "I have money. Don't worry about that. Like I'll get us into a vault." And she goes, "No, we need to get into a good one." He goes, "What does that mean?"
And just
Yeah,
leave it there.
safe
Just
one.
leave it there.
Yeah.
Leave it there because that's a
Safe
good
vault.
point.
Yeah.
So I will say this: when it comes to the show's looks, the first 2 episodes knock it right out of the
Oh,
park.
also the music.
The
The music
music-
sells.
The music is just, it's so funny because as we're watching the show, Andy is just like, I know every song that plays here because I can't not stop hearing it every time you play Fallout. And I'm like, yes, I love the music. The music's great.
Mhm.
It's a great selection of it. I will say this. I've seen the arguments online and I've had to kind of like dig through the trenches to make sure that nothing gets spoiled for me. But I've been seeing a lot of people complain about the lore in the Fallout universe and how this affects it. Bless you?
Banana pancakes.
Why did that work? Anyway,
So I
was it coming?
it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So this, to me, the reason I'm taking my time watching this show and probably bless you again.
No, you suck.
You said it too early.
You suck. I went back in. I hate you. Okay, go. You got shy. Anyway, what were you saying?
Blue balls, dude.
Oh, it made me cry. Oh God. Okay. What were you
All right.
saying?
It's like
So-
edging.
It is. It's worse.
So it's been years since we've gotten like more lore for the Fallout story.
it's been years that we've had something good from Fallout.
No,
come out.
76 is good.
No, it's not.
It's look, you can argue and argue and argue, but there's a massive like million player like base in that game.
There's a
that still
reason why
enjoy
they
it.
stopped doing development on the game.
No, they're still doing it. They just released like
That game has been a. I'm not going to get back into this argument with you. It's a terrible game. Keep going.
sure, it's your opinion. Anyways, so when it comes to the story of this, the reason me as a fan who is super excited about this, we're getting a continuation of the story. This takes place after the events of Fallout 4. And I think it's a detail I pointed out to Rene afterwards. This is the first time that we're getting West Coast lore after New Vegas, because New Vegas is the only game to have taken place in the last era that talks about the West Coast, meaning that we're going to be talking about the NCR. We're going to be talking about the Brotherhood of Steel's original headquarters in the West Coast. There's a potential of even reaching out about New Vegas, Caesar's Legion, all these different things. We could be touching on all that sort of stuff. Even the development of the FEV, because 76 kind of touched on it, that originally was based in Appalachia, but you know,
I'm letting you know right now. Yes, they're season 2 is New Vegas.
anyway,
I don't understand why that's a big deal, but okay.
it's I
They
you should just let me reach that point. No.
Because you're saying it like it's a mystery, and unfortunately, this is a week and a half behind. Anybody who's watching this right now has already seen it. You're talking about it like it's a could.
So the reason I was getting to that point about it was because there's a lot of people that are saying that, you know, they're trying to defend the story because their favorite game is New Vegas. And
I do remember people are telling me that when they say play Fallout, they're like, "Oh, New Vegas is so good."
Yeah,
like,
New Vegas is really good.
Yeah.
It's the one everybody talks about.
Console.
I will say this. When it comes to New Vegas lore, New Vegas lore is good. It's a good game. I prefer Fallout 3, and that's only because Fallout 3 was my first Fallout.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, I have nostalgic feelings for Fallout 3. People forget that Fallout lore gets retconned all the time, and there's changes that happen, and you can't necessarily say that, oh, certain things didn't happen because it wasn't mentioned in this game. A lot of the stuff that happens in the original or in the last 4 games, when it talks about West Coast lore, it's basically just word of mouth. We don't know exactly what happened.
But it's also been 20 years since the end of the last game. 218 years after the bombs dropped, things happen. You know, you going like, oh, well, that's not how it was in 3 or 4 or anything like that. It's been 20 years. Things change from whatever it is that, you know, the lore is saying to what it is in this. Also,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's coming from Bethesda, like Bethesda Studio. They're coming out with it, which means that they approve of these changes.
Mm-hmm.
Go with them. Go with them on this little journey of theirs.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely recommend this show to people. I enjoy it. I mean, so far, and I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to try my hardest to not get, you know, much spoiled because, yeah, for me, it's been like a couple years since we've gotten anything good from Fallout. So, yeah.
Oh, I feel like this table got way shakier.
Probably have to tighten the legs.
Rene, what did you think of the one episode you watched?
It was good. I mean, I'm definitely gonna tune in now. I'm not all in, but I'm gonna check out the rest of the episode and see where it goes. I think Mandy will be finally happy that. Well, she'll probably be like, "You watched it without me first." I don't care, but I was like, "Yeah, let's watch it." So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. So far, I am intrigued by how the world is in Fallout. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. And you haven't even really tasted the Wasteland yet.
No, but I am intrigued
Because the Wasteland does start getting introduced in episode 2.
Okay.
So that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, what about you, Nick?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole season. I thought it was really good. I burned through it. What was it? It wasn't a chore to watch, which I was really happy about.
Was it Halo?
No, it made sense. Fallout, I would definitely say, is a good representation of a translation from game to movie or TV show or anything like that. I feel like whenever we do these things, they always go, oh, well, we got to get these like iconic moments instead of getting the true heart of the game.
Yeah.
And I do feel that the one thing that Fallout did really well was getting the heart of what it was to wander the wasteland, to run into Brotherhood of Steel, run into ghouls, you know, deal with people outside. Other things haven't really been able to do that, and they haven't really been able to capture it. And this, I can really see where the budget went and where the writing went and everything else. It was well thought out. The only thing I can say is just because knowing it's Jonathon Nolan, you can kind of tell where he was reading Fallout lore, where he was like, "Oh, dude, I just got to get my Westworld thing, and I just got to go side by side." Because you saw the ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
The ghoul,
that's very much of the black writer.
Yeah, like the man in black from Westworld.
Yeah,
he like hardcore. He even kind of looks like him.
Yeah,
he even kind of
same
looks
aesthetic,
like
same aesthetic. Yeah,
I would actually love for Jonathon Nolan just to write a Western. I want him just to straight out write not a weird Western, but just like write a Western, because he really does know how to get that vibe, and you can really tell he loves writing really cool cowboys.
Oh yeah,
and so. Yeah, go check it out. It's really, really interesting. There's a lot of stuff that happens inside of the show. And there's cool stuff that's happening all over the place. I'm excited for season 2 and seeing where they go with it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's talk about another world-ending scenario with Civil War. Alex Garland's last movie that he plans on directing, which was distributed by A24. Fun fact. I think after this episode releases, they would probably have already announced it, but it is on track to being A24's first film to be #1 domestically on an opening weekend.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. We had a lot of people in the theater that were.
We did.
Yeah.
And it was a short movie, too. I think it was 1:45.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a 2-hour film, like well over 2 hours.
Yeah. it's interesting because I don't feel like any of the trailers that had come out for this film really kind of told what the story was going to be about.
Mhm.
I felt like the trailers were a bait and switch.
It was a
Some.
bait and switch
Yeah.
to a degree.
certain
It was
scenes, yeah.
yeah.
Because from what the trailer I saw
Uh-huh.
was very much people trapped, like them trapped in the war.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I took that as well too. I thought we were gonna follow not people that were press
Covering the war.
covering the war, but it was people either migrating into either a safe zone or just going through the country while
Because-
this is happening.
Yeah, because they have the scene where he goes like, "We're American,"
Mhm.
and then he goes, "What kind of American?"
Okay,
And-
what kind of American? He's like,
And they have that scene in the trailer, but
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily show what this movie is really about.
Mhm.
I think I was mentioning these to you this earlier,
Yeah.
but I was like surprised to see Kristen Dunst have so many interviews.
Oh,
because
yeah.
she kept talking about the Spider-Man trilogy
Yeah.
with Sam Raimi
Mhm.
or directed by Sam Raimi, and I'm like, why are they bringing this up? We know for a fact that a 4 is not coming out, and then I realized afterwards that Kristen Dunst was a
In
main,
Civil
yeah, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's why she's having her
Yeah.
interviews. Okay, that makes sense.
And I told you it was funny this past weekend when I was at Mandy's house. For some reason, I wanted to rewatch Bring It On, and I rewatched Bring It On, and that movie still holds up.
Can you do me a favor? Can you look up Kristen? Because for some reason she didn't look like Kristen Dunst to me.
Oh, really?
She didn't. I was wondering if whether or not she had makeup on.
No, that's just she
Is she just getting-
didn't age well. That's why. Like, but
'Cause I'm not saying she didn't age well. I'm just saying in general she didn't necessarily
look
look like Kristen Dunst.
She looked like war-torn Kristen Dunst.
That's what I mean though.
Kristen
Is that
Dunst
like
that
I
saw
wasn't?
things.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
how she looks.
She just
She just wasn't
saw
wearing
things.
makeup. No, she.
Oh,
'cause
that's true.
She
too.
wear
Yeah.
she does wear a lot of makeup.
But she
That's
had
what
the
it is.
same. She has the same glare
Mhm.
that she
She
usually
does.
has in most of her
It's her
movies.
eyes.
Yeah,
It's
the
her-
same eyes.
but it's primarily she was just going without makeup.
Yeah.
People do look completely different without makeup.
Yeah. The pros for me in this movie, one major thing is the sound design for this movie. Immediately when the gunfire started to happen, it was loud.
Mhm.
And I was telling Rene after we got off the film, I was just like, dude, I can't hear anything. It took me a while to get my hearing back. Just like how loud the film was.
Yeah.
There's towards the end scene when the big conflict happens. I'll try not to spoil as much as I can for people who are interested in watching it.
Mhm.
But that was a good solid 15 minutes of just gunfire.
Yeah, just straight up like when you hear the sniper shots, I think those were really like the
Those
loudest.
were the loud ones.
Yeah, those were the loud shots. And
Tank fire too.
yeah, and then the explosion happened and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So there were some loud moments in it. But I mean, for me, it didn't affect my hearing.
It didn't affect mine either.
But that's crazy that it happened to you.
Yeah, I think it just caught me off guard.
Really?
Yeah.
You haven't been to enough EDM concerts or
No, I
anything
don't
else.
plan
Just
to.
sitting right next to the bass. Just make it louder.
No, even the concerts that I go to now afterwards. Even the concerts I go to now, I'm just like, dude, I probably should wear earplugs.
Yeah.
I just don't want to damage my ear. That's all
No,
it
that's
is.
fair.
Yeah, the camera work for this movie is also fantastic.
I liked it.
It's
was
shot.
good.
It's
Yeah.
shot beautifully.
I want to know what else the DP was working on, because you can tell that he saw stills of war photography and was like, I got to replicate this for a movie, and basically did that. It's a good film. But what'd you guys think?
I did enjoy it overall. The story was, to me, interesting. Kept me not guessing, but I was like, okay, let's see. They have a goal. I want to see them succeed in that goal and stuff like that. Or what kind of journey are we going to get there? I mean, it was the classic, like, okay, we want to get here, but it's not going to be an easy journey to get there and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting. I did like certain, not scenarios, but when they got into certain situations, there were some were interesting, and then some of them kind of made sense of certain characters that you're thinking in this type of world. I'd be like, and I was when they got to the gas station and the guy that was leading them to the car wash reminded me of a kid I knew in high school.
Okay, that's
And I was like, yeah. You give him a gun. You give him a gun. Yep,
that's the exact same person.
That would be that person. I would be like, so that's the thing. I was watching it, and I'm like, yeah, this is not plausible, but I'm like, I can see this happening.
I think that's kind of the shock factor that this movie wanted to do. It wasn't like telling a story of a war, it was telling a story of what could potentially happen with the political, the political conflicts that are happening right now. Yeah, which I can completely understand. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. For a movie about politics, about a political war that is going on, I felt it was very light on the politics, which did kind of bother me because at a certain point I didn't know why the conflict was happening.
There were some points that I do agree with you in some of those parts where they weren't clarified of why was certain things happening. Some of them were certain dialogues that were just kind of like they treated as throwaway dialogue, and it wasn't mentioned again and stuff like that.
I mean, like I was saying, I had said, I don't know what the president did to split up the country. The country was just split up.
Yeah, you would think that there would be like a title. I'm not like a role, like explaining the world and stuff like that. You know, it would be a simple solution.
Because my biggest thing about it was that I didn't care about the war. And not only that, but because I didn't care about what's going on in the war, and I didn't necessarily know who was fighting who. At a certain point, it wasn't as impactful. You have just stuff blowing up. And it's kind of like, okay, cool, like things are blowing up. I care about the characters. The characters are interesting. I like the world I like what they're putting out and their message and everything else. But the actual world that they're in and the war that they're in, I couldn't care less. Like I don't care about any of the soldiers. I don't really care about anything else. I can see where they're coming from, but I do want more. I want to know what's going on in this war, and it is weird to have a journalism story that's going on and not have a lot of information of what's going on in the world and actually be informative, which is which is very interesting to me that they went, okay, we'll go light on the actual story itself.
The main male character in here, was anyone else thinking that the original idea of that character or that casting was maybe Pedro Pascal? I was thinking in my head, like,
why do you say that?
I don't know, because he seemed like he would that role would go better, not go better, but I feel like Pedro Pascal was in the thought process of that role.
I can see Pedro doing that kind of role. Absolutely. Yeah, but also I don't know if he could do as scummy.
Oh, that's true.
Because it's weird. For Joel's thing, it's really weird because he goes from I want to sleep. I want to sleep with the girl.
Was Jesse?
With Jesse. I want to sleep with Jesse, and he's kind of flirting with her in the very beginning of the movie. And then some point down the line, I'm assuming kind of off screen as they've been traveling together, he becomes more of a father figure to her.
It's weird. Yeah.
And like it just kind of happens. Like there isn't, and I get it. They're bedded in war and stuff like that, but it's a weird place to start.
It went from flirtation to like, oh, I'm gonna protect you now.
Yes, and that was kind of weird for me. Because in the very beginning, when they're outside of the car, they're having this conversation, and I'm like, he's hardcore hitting on her. And not only that, but also when his buddies meet up with her, he mentions the fact that he was hitting on her too.
Yeah. He was drunk, spilling the beans.
He was drunk, spilling the beans, and that's how she figured out where they were and everything else. And I was like, okay, that's a little weird that they just kind of skipped over. I think it would have just been easier if he wasn't hitting on her.
Right? Just kind of take that little
just take that part out, and it doesn't make it weird. And you can be drunk and just blabbing and everything else. I just wanted more. I feel like I wanted more in the world. I wanted to know more. There wasn't a whole lot of great world building for it. But I mean, the movie's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's fun.
Will you watch it again? Would you show Monica it?
Probably not.
If she was interested, she was like, "Oh, I kind of want to see it." Like,
if she was watching, if she was interested in it, maybe. But I know Monica. She would not. She wouldn't. I think just because I was saying it earlier too. Yeah. If I were to show her the trailer, the trailer does not describe the movie that you were about to watch.
No, that's true. Yeah.
because because from there it kind of looked like that movie Hunted.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Where people are kind of
The
making
rich.
their way
Yeah.
through it, and the rich are trying to hunt them down. But in this one, it was more of like they're just dealing with the world around them, and they're trying to get out of a war zone. Then that's not the movie that we have. I didn't know it was about journalists when we walked in. I was like, oh yeah, it's about like a civil war. That's interesting. And everything. Yeah. So I just wanted more world building. There, I feel like it was super light, and it could have dived in a lot more.
I will probably show Mandy this just to see what her take is on it and stuff. I know she was somewhat interested in watching it, but when it comes to movies like those, we need to kind of like sit down and watch it. I can't just take her to the theater and just be like, we're gonna watch this, and then I don't know, it's weird. I have to sell her movies in a certain way and stuff like that.
I can see Monica immediately picking up her phone.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of like lull space where I can just see her starting to text or like starting to pull up TikTok and everything else, or just going like, okay, like it lost me.
Yeah.
So, because that's what happened also in like Oppenheimer.
I know. Yeah. Same thing.
First 20 minutes of Oppenheimer was the same. Was exactly that. And then once it starts kind of hitting its road,
like a history lesson on like who Oppenheimer was and stuff like that, and how he impacted the world. She goes like, "So who's Oppenheimer? Like Robert Oppenheimer?" I'm like, "He's the one that created the." Well.
I was telling Monica you should put the phone away so that we could pay attention, and then, and then she kept pulling her phone back out, and then like 20 minutes in, she finally got engaged in the movie, and then she had so many questions, and I was like, I feel like you're not watching the movie.
So I told you this, but I don't know if you do this. I do it with Mandy when it comes to watching a movie for the first time. I give her one question. You get one question, if it's a spoiler or not, regardless if you want to know the ending of the movie or a certain scenario of it. That's it. You get your one spoiler, and then she either saves it and she goes like, "Do they die?" I go, "Do you want to use it right now?" And she's all, "No."
I give Monica none.
Really? I give Mandy one, so at least she can at least pay attention. That's how it is with Mandy. At least I have to be like, okay, you get your one. Do you want to use it? It's like your lifeline. It's like, do you want to use it? No. And she's okay. Or if it's a character that dies and they're like, are they really dead? I'm like, I'll be an asshole and I'll lie to her. She goes, no. You told me they weren't gonna live. I'm like, yeah, no, I lied.
Just to make it better.
Yeah, just to make it better.
Yeah. No, I kind of stopped. If Andy doesn't care for it, then I don't force her to watch it. But I think she's.
Wait, hold on. This camera went out. Why'd it go out? Did it die? Oh, it stopped. It just stopped.
Oh, then how far did it go?
Oh, well, it just stopped right now. I was literally talking about the whole thing. That was weird. Yeah. Is it full?
No. I don't know why it timed out.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. We'll get back into this.
You know what? Maybe it got touched. I don't know.
Oh, that could be it too.
Maybe the book touched it.
And that could be it.
Out.
Okay.
Oh, it says it only has 10 minutes left.
Oh.
Okay, we can just cut it from there. We don't need the rest of the film. Yeah, you don't have to record anymore.
That's fine.
Are you sure? Okay.
It's 10 minutes.
There we go. Now I'm back. No, I kind of had to like, I kind of showed Andy that if you enjoy the journey of something you're watching, then it's worth it.
Yeah.
And I kind of showed her that with Westworld, because after I showed her the first season of Westworld, she just loved just having so many questions at the beginning and getting everything dumped at her at the end. And it was just like, okay, this journey was like well worth it.
Yeah.
She did ask me about this one, only because her sister, or my sister-in-law, is a huge fan of like 28 Days Later. And Alex Garland was the one that wrote this one. I can see the similarities between the two, but it's not anywhere near like, if you will like 28 Days Later, you're gonna love Civil War. This is like a completely different movie. Yeah. I told Andy it's a very tough movie to watch. Oh yeah, he also wrote Annihilation too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He wrote Annihilation. I don't think he directed it. No. But it is a tough movie to watch in the sense that there are images that are shown in this movie that usually don't show or can't be seen on like public television when it comes to like war stuff. So there's a lot of that. There's a scene in particular that kind of like got me. I was like, oh yeah, no, this is kind of how someone would basically be reacting to in a situation, which is the kidnapping scene.
Oh, okay.
When they got out of it and Jesse threw up, and it's just kind of like a blaring, ringing sound. It's a very tough moment to watch, because those characters were put in a situation where like they potentially saw their lives flash
could've
before their
died,
eyes.
yeah.
Exactly. And how do
And
you
being
react?
exposed to just like a pile of dead bodies.
Exactly.
Too.
Jesse got dumped into a pile of dead bodies and basically had to crawl through them to essentially save herself. So those scenes are pretty tough. But if you enjoy movies that are kind of like telling a story in a different world, that, a possibility, it's a good movie. I can't, we talked about this and I don't think it's like worth a time to just kind of go back and forth, but I'll just give my point real quick. I can't agree with some of the stuff that you were saying in terms of the story. For me, I'm a person of the less you say, the more, how did I phrase it? If you can say less, if you could say more with less, then I can enjoy it. And it felt like the war that was happening in the background wasn't the central theme behind everything. It's the title of the movie, but there's enough information for you to know why the journalists are doing what they're doing and why they're trying to go into Washington, D.C. to capture the story. I feel like a lot of the character development there, their journeys ended in a way that, you might not agree with 100%, but it's the way that Alex Garland wanted to end their journeys. There were situations where I felt like, hey, this could have ended a bit differently. They could have acted differently. And I look at it and I'm like, well, you can't write a character always escaping the way that you feel some people might want them to get out. You kind of have to, put yourself in a situation of like, how would any other person, or how is this person that I'm writing, how would they react in a situation? It's interesting. Like Jesse's a good example of that. Jessie sees her first gunfight and she freaks out at the beginning of the film. Then she travels 600-700 miles down to Washington, D.C. and there she is going from cover to cover, taking photos of the situation. She had to grow up that quickly. And in that process of growing up, she made a mistake, which cost, which ended up having a huge consequence.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. And I see, like, if you pay attention to a lot of those things, it's where I can see where the screenplay writing can be studied.
He's got time.
Yeah.
For me, I can see this being a film that could be shown in a film class, specifically for screenplay writing, for production, and definitely for cinematography. Yeah.
The visuals were actually really good in this movie. When they do those pan shots of like the war in Washington D.C. and all the battles and stuff like that was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly.
It doesn't. It like you could tell. I mean, it was done like VFX effects. I mean, but it was flawless. I was like, you can't see too much of like the fakeness in it, but you're like, well, that blended in pretty well. And most of it is because at night as well too.
Or
so
when they're like camping out for the first time, and then there's gunfire all the way in the distance and stuff like that. Like like you can. It's a lot of it had to do with sound. That's how they built that world. You know. Like, yes, there's an ongoing war in the background. You can't escape it. You might not see it, but you hear it.
There's always gunfire happening wherever you're at.
Yeah, and Nick did mention a scene yesterday when we got out of the theater, which is when spoiler, Sammy, the older journalist, basically dies trying to save them from the kidnapping. And as they're driving through the forest, you see fire all over the place, and it's shot in a way that's like heavenly but also destructive. And Nick's right, like that sequence of events was like really well done. It illustrated the point of like the destruction, the bad side of it, but also kind of like the last thing that Sammy saw before he passed away.
Well, it's interesting because they mention this in anything that has to do with like fire or anything like that. The idea of fire isn't just destruction. Fire is also rebirth. It's a new coming and everything. And to see Sammy going through that entire thing covered in the embers and everything, it is a finale, but also he knows it's a rebirth in the way of, the way that the system is going to be, or the way that these people that I'm mentoring are going to like look at the world.
Yeah. What's the Rotten Tomato score on Civil War? Because I said that it's a split.
It's what is it?
It's 80-80, right?
It's 80%, 84% on critics, 80%. Ooh, it just drops.
It just dropped another percent.
It just dropped another percent on the audience. It's 79% now.
Someone came out of that theater. It's just like, nope.
Someone came out right now and just was like.
Somebody was like, I agree with Nick.
Nick Valero has a valid opinion.
Just putting it out in the world.
You know what? This isn't a film that you could easily recommend to people.
No, that's
I
the
feel
thing.
like it's an easy divide. I feel like
it is because it has to do with political views.
Exactly.
And it's not very. I mean, it's subtle, but at the same time, it's very. If you're into politics, you obviously know which side is which.
My thing is that I feel when this movie will not age well.
Oh, probably.
I feel like this movie will not age well.
Yeah, because
Well, it depends.
Yeah,
Depends on the direct.
No, but I'm just saying.
Actually happens or not.
Was this a looking glass? To the looking glass scenario? Is this like just fake?
But my thing is that I do get it, and I do understand where they went with the idea of picking even the title Civil War and making it photographers, just because the American Civil War is the first war that was photographed.
Yeah.
And I understand that, where it's like we have photographers that are in this brand new Civil War that are taking photos of it. I totally understand that. But I do see that in 10, maybe 20 years, this movie probably won't age well.
It depends on the direction on how like film studies go. Because one, the fact that it's an A24 film kind of has a little bit of a polish to it that it's going to maintain the relevancy for a little bit, especially with like how people are consuming the media right now. Like people are like god tier to A24 is like the best. No, it's just the production company that's just putting out bangers right now.
But it's so directed to right now. It's directed towards this audience.
Yeah.
If you were to give this movie to somebody who grew up in 2050 and watch this movie, I don't feel like it would age well. Like you would understand, well, why? Like what is going on? Why are they fighting? Why are they doing anything else?
I think those people will probably be like, oh, this is what they thought was going to happen like later down the line. And in that sense, I could see it probably not age well. But again, I think it just depends on how the political landscape in the next couple of years, and two, how people consume film studies in particular, like what they do. I mean, people for like the longest time were raving about Black Phone, and that was like a screenplay like example for a lot of like film teachers. And in the next couple of years it might be another movie. It just depends. You know, it depends. But I think for photography or for director of photography, I think this can still maintain relevancy even after years. Wrap it up. I'm out of time.
Got a minute.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on issue 194. Don't forget to check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, X.com. Check out our YouTube at Keeping Up With The Nerds, and check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Are we ready to close this out?
Yes.
This has been Keeping Up With The Nerds, issue 194. My name is Bryan.
Nick.
Rene.
Signing out from Undercity Comics. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.